here in chains and deliver what I have to deliver to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, in order to get me out, before my time is up, you would have to nuke this place. Mr. Speaker, I am going to do something here today. And to be clear, I don't like drama, but I mean, when the drama comes, I don't start war, Mr. Speaker. We never stop war. But when war comes, we'll finish it. And I will finish what I started today, Mr. Speaker. When I leave this house, one thing I know, and we all will have to leave, but I will leave with my self-respect. And the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique is watching. And you know who's watching too, Mr. Speaker? The entire world is watching. Mr. Speaker, I know you were prepared today, but I am also prepared. This might be the most famous piece of change in Grenada today. And to put me out of this house, Mr. Speaker, let the whole world see that even in chains, I will deliver what I have to deliver today. And I don't have the keys, Mr. Speaker. You will have to send for the keys. So if you have to get me out of here today, I don't know. I do not even know if the orderlies can take me out today. So, Mr. Speaker, while they were planning...
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Yes, sir. Let me see.
I understand a lot of drama and grandstanding. I used to do this myself. I don't know why you came so prepared.
Well, I must...
You see, you were given the opportunity to do that is your privilege as the leader of the opposition. You complained that you had 2 days to do your preparation, which is not true. You had the same time as every other parliamentarian had, receiving the documents on the 25th of November. Posted from the Parliament at 9:40 a.m. So I don't understand the drama and the chain. This Parliament is not a slave pen. The Parliament is a place of freedom. And you stand to speak, you stand to debate the budget, and I think the world, as you said, is watching. But the world don't want to see a comedian or something like that in the Parliament of this country. The Parliament is bigger than that. So if you wish to chain yourself to the Parliament table so that the world can see what the leader of the opposition demeanor is, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, some of us might be sitting here today, but Mr. Speaker, do I get my 5 minutes back? I do hope so. Mr. Speaker, some of us may not be in chains physically, but we are in chains mentally. Mr. Speaker, mental slavery probably is the deepest scourge that we have today, even here in Grenada. But as I said before, and I'm saying again, Mr. Speaker, I will live with my dignity and respect in this house. Mr. Speaker, we in this house, we are going green. And we have gone so green until we've gone almost green stupid. Mr. Speaker, 600 plus pages was sent to me via the internet. And I find it very difficult. You see, from my standpoint, I have to peruse the entire document. Other people might just peruse their document. Mr. Speaker, truth be told, the document was sent And I did try to get some copies of it so that I could sit and read and peruse and underline. But it was very difficult then too. And not only the budget document, but in all together, Mr. Speaker, it was over 1,000 pages of document to sit in front of a computer and peruse and read. How many of us here could do that today? So we say that we're not printing no budget document again. But Mr. Speaker, when I research it, budget documents are printed so that the members at least could look at it. And we have some of us here that have difficulties with our eyes. Mr. Speaker, I must commend, on Wednesday afternoon, I did not get a copy of the budget statement. But the member saw it, that he sent it home to me on Wednesday afternoon after 4, this document. Mr. Speaker, as I began to peruse the document, the night, I realized that the document came without tables or without appendices in the back. So the back portion was missing. I mean, if you have the statement and you have to peruse the document, you must go to the back where the tables are. Because you cannot do it. The budget document is about facts and figures and tables and graphs. And the back portion is not here. Look at it here today, Mr. Speaker. They did not send it. It was not copied in its entirety. So it could not be perused. Mr. Speaker, leaders of the opposition, and you know, I went back, Mr. Speaker. I went back. When I said I was studying the documents, I went back a lot of years, you know. I went back to 2008. I went back to 2009. I went back to 2010. Mr. Speaker, I wish you were in your house in 1994, but you were not there. You should have seen what took place there. But Mr. Speaker, and if you have the incomplete document, Speaker, what, 15 against 1? What is it that they are so afraid of? Let me do the people business. When I stand in this house here, whether free or in chains, I stand to give the public due respect for what is going on in Grenada. Mr. Speaker, a once wise man told me, you are the keeper of the flame of our democracy. Mr. Speaker, that was said to me in 2013. I always remember that, and I keep it to heart, that you are the keeper of the flame of our democracy. And I keep that today, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you say you don't see no reason why I should be in chains. But Mr. Speaker, you made several judgments. I think one of them was that I will be given how much time? Mr. Speaker, just over a year ago, I resigned from the New National Party. Mr. Speaker, I resigned because there was a creeping dictatorship in this beautiful spice country of ours. Mr. Speaker, as I begin this response, indeed, I feel pressed on every side. And when I feel pressed on every side, the word tells me, do not fear. Do not dismay. In the word, Mr. Speaker, it is written 366 times, do not fear. You could take one for every day of the year. Take one for the leap year too. Mr. Speaker, I turn to the book of Isaiah. And Isaiah said to us in Isaiah 43, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you walk through the rivers, they will not swim. When you walk through the fire, they will not burn you. The flame will not set you ablaze. So, Mr. Speaker, as opposition leaders in the past, I am fortified and I am comforted by the words of Joshua, which says, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither thou be dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee wheresoever you go. Mr. Speaker, I am not afraid, and I am not dismayed. And if I stand here today, Mr. Speaker, I stand here regardless of what happens in my life, regardless of what happens in Grenada. I do not take no honor, no praise. You know what I take, Mr. Speaker? As I said on many occasions, and I'm going to say it again, to God be the glory, great things he has done. Mr. Speaker, as I rise as leader of Her Majesty's opposition, let me say to the people of St. George Northeast, who have granted me the favor on 2021. Mr. Speaker, what do I mean when I say that? Mr. Speaker, I look at it, and you look at 2021, what do we see? They say that unemployment went up from 15 to 28%. I believe, Mr. Speaker, you could almost double that sometimes, because some people are not even counted. So unemployment is high. Mr. Speaker, in a 2021 budget, you should put aside at least $50 to $100 million to deal with people. Mr. Speaker, this budget is not about concrete and building and everything, you know. It is about people. People come first. We must remember that in this house. People. So if you put aside at least $50 to $100 million, what do you do, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, you will continue to help businesses here in Grenada develop. I ask the question, Mr. Speaker, during 2020, how many businesses have gone out of business? How many apps? How many businesses are on the brink? Mr. Speaker, we talk about the hotels, but there are some other small businesses that they're gone. The hotel in its sector in itself, we use it as a cash cow. We take taxes from them over and over and there. Will we help them to get back on their feet? Those people, the minister says probably over, 14,000 people employed in the hotel industry. For them, Mr. Speaker, all sectors of this population today is hurting, and we continue as if it's business as usual. Mr. Speaker, we praise God, or we just praise ourselves because we took care of COVID-19 in Grenada. Really? You know the old people say, cross your lips. Mr. Speaker, we are in COVID-free because of the mercies of God. Because of the mercies of God. Look at what is taking place in the rest of the world. And we have to continue to pray God for his mercy. Because by ourselves we cannot do it. No praise for COVID-19. I tell people to keep safe. I praise the frontline workers because they are there. Mr. Speaker, something happened last week, and I was amazed. When I said that we must do a COVID-19 budget, we must do a COVID-19 budget. Canada, the United States, England, Germany. The Canadian Prime Minister, our friend to the north, our big Commonwealth brother, got in trouble last week. Why did he really get in trouble?